Good morning. It's sunny out. Yes, that is awesome. And 2 more Mondays until spring. And daylight savings time next weekend. Woohoo! It's coming, spring is coming. And new calendar. Of course, Qigong every Sunday morning. And today, actually, last week was a healing Sunday, but that's okay. No, wait a minute. I'm on the wrong. Today's the 4th. Yeah, today's the healing Sunday. Who knew? Crystal reading with Beth. Where's Beth? Beth, in the back. Crystal reading on Tuesday. Introduction to Qigong on Wednesday. Marianne. On Thursday, readers for the expo. If you're going to be a reader for the expo, there'll be a tutorial here on Thursday. ARE also meets on Thursday. And stuff happening, as always. The most recent accurate stuff is always on the website. Sometimes we get a little bit behind on the calendar, but I think it's perfect right at the moment, as far as I know. So, all right. We do have a couple patron saints by the name of George Carlin and John Lennon. And John said, and so, this is Christmas. For black and for white, for yellow and red, let's stop all the fight. There you go. Smart man. And George, weather forecast for tonight, dark. Continued dark overnight and widely scattered light by morning. Accurate, absolutely accurate. So. George says frequently the things that we think. So, yeah. Ever wondered where this word came from? Flax was the chief vegetable fiber used in the medieval clothing making. Though the fibers are strong and long, their preparation presented many problems to the pre-scientific age. Stalks were first permitted to putrefy, then they were split and combed by hand. Yuck. A brush with iron teeth was used for the latter operation. The instrument was known as a heckle, from the Anglo-Saxon term H-E-C-E-L, heckle, to split. By the 15th century, the word had come to be used as a verb meaning to scratch with a steel brush or to look for weak points. Scottish candidates for public office were customarily subjected to public questioning. Voters were merciless in looking for weak points in those whom they opposed. So, heckle was the borrowed word from the flax floor and applied to any disturbance intended to distract a public speaker. So, now you know. Oh, I don't know. But this one's all the stuff you kind of go, yeah, I don't know. A very popular error, having the courage of one's convictions, rather is a matter of having the courage for an attack upon one's convictions. Yeah, I know. A very popular error, having the courage of one's convictions, rather it is a matter of having the courage for an attack upon one's convictions. Got it? Yeah, I know. It's one of those, oh yes, I can say it a couple of different ways, but no one who deserves confidence ever solicits it. Never claim as a right what you can ask as a favor. Yeah, you don't have to agree with it. I don't care. It's just stuff. It's like everything we do at the church here. You don't have to believe it. Just think about it, and if it feels good for you, then that's yours, and if it doesn't, get rid of it. The first American ice cream parlor opened in New York City, 1776. Woohoo! Go ice cream. One of the true reasons to be alive. Little kids, 4, 5, 6 years old, the definition of what love means. Love is what makes you smile when you're tired. Danny, age 7. Love is when mommy makes coffee for daddy and she takes a sip before giving it to him to make sure it tastes okay. And Emily, age 8. Love is when you kiss all the time. Then, when you get tired of kissing, you still want to be together and talk. My mommy and daddy are like that. They look gross, though, when they kiss. So. You want to talk about the expo, or? Okay.
I can do it now with an update.
Yeah.
Not a whole lot to update. I still... Sure. Where are they? Oh, the sign-up sheets. Okay, so Janice has got all of the sign-up sheets in print now. And so what we would like you to do is we're going to send this around. If your name is on it and you see that your name is on it, put a check mark next to it. So check your telephone number and everything so that we know we have it correct, because we will be calling to give you a reminder. So I'm going to start one on one side and one on the other.
In our expo, we've been doing this for 18 years. It's our outreach. And so we have readers and healers and rocks and gems and minerals and
clothing
people,
and oils and
people
and
spend
you name it,
the whole day, and in fact frequently come back the next day.
Aura
and spend the
imaging,
weekend.
if you'd like to get your aura done.
Aura imaging, all
People
kinds
like
of
to
fun
come back
stuff.
from year to year to see the comparison of where they're at. Sometimes
Yep.
they're disappointed because it's exactly the same, but that's okay. So I have 8 booths still left to fill. I might have taken care of a couple of them, but they are, there's 4 in the atrium, you know, the room that when you come in and you go to the left, 4 in the atrium there, and then there's 3 in the back in the C room. So, and 2, I might have those filled in the B room. But anyway, so if you know of anybody, again, I'm still looking for vendors. There's still availability. Have them contact me, healinghands999@gmail.com. So far, it looks like, I'm never worried. I always start worrying about this time because they're not filled, but I know that I will get them filled. That's just, I put the energy out there. So please contact me if you know of anybody that
Hey, we have
would like a
flutes,
booth.
so we're good.
We do. Roger McGee's going to be back. Lotus of the Moon, our newest store, is going to be back. So I just heard yesterday from her that she's
good.
going to be back, so I'm really excited. So if there's any other questions or anything like that, if you need to talk to me about the booth space, please contact me or just stop me here. Is there anything else I'm missing? April 7th and 8th. So be there or be square. Yes. Silent auction items. Yes, thank you for that reminder. We are starting to collect them in the back there. There are little papers for you to fill out your information on them for us. And so we are collecting, really nice items, gently used, guy items, anything that a man, you think a man might like that you're needing to.
No, you cannot trade in your husband or boyfriend.
No. That doesn't work. So just see Carol. Carol's not here today, but Carol Bowman is in charge of the silent auction if you have any questions. Food items. If you bring a food item, the volunteers get in for free, but if you bring a food item or a animal item for the animals, pets, then you get $1 off the admission fee. So, and we want to try to beat our poundage from last year was 500 and something. 154 pounds. Okay, so yeah, I think that's everything.
Cool. Yeah, probably, but I always forget stuff. So yeah, doggies, kitties, rabbits, tortoises, fish food, whatever. The laws of the natural universe. This is the law of mechanical repair. After your hands become coated with grease, your nose will begin to itch, or you'll have to go to the bathroom. Yep. Law of the workshop. Any tool, when dropped, will roll into the least accessible corner. Law of probability. The probability of being watched is directly proportional to the stupidity of your act. The law of the telephone. If you dial a wrong number, they always answer. The law of the alibi. If you tell your boss that you're late for work because you had a flat tire the very next morning, you will have a flat tire. So, variation law. If you change lines or traffic lanes, the one you're going to be starting to move faster than the one you just came from works every doggone time. So. This is kind of interesting. This actually is a true story from the University of Maryland back in like 2010. April of 2010. They walked in tandem, each of the 92 students filing into the already crowded auditorium. With their rich maroon gowns flowing, the traditional caps, they looked almost as grown-up as they felt. Dads swallowed hard behind the broad smiles, and moms freely brushed away tears. This class would not pray during the commencements, not by choice, but because of the court ruling prohibiting it. The principal and several students were careful to stay within the guidelines allowed by the ruling. They gave inspirational and challenging speeches, but no one mentioned divine guidance, and no one asked for blessings on the graduates or their families. The speeches were nice, but they were routine until the final speech received a standing ovation. A solitary student walked proudly to the microphone. He stood still and silent for just a moment, and then it happened. All 92 students, every single one of them suddenly sneezed. And that student on stage simply looked at the audience and said, "God bless you, each and every one of you," and walked off the stage. The audience went wild. Woohoo! Cute. I had to stop with that one. Couldn't even find a good joke other than that, so that works. Anybody ever done that, really? I mean, actually ever ohmed? You know, I was always kind of like, yeah, whatever. But I have to say that, you know, there's just something to that.
Is it cool?
It really does make you feel better. So
I'll put this on the back table. Lori Miller had found this, and she's going to order some stuff, and if you order a bunch of stuff, you get a discounted price. So there's Himalayan salt lamps and singing bowls and all kinds of stuff. So if you want to look at that, that'll be on the back table. So hit it, Phil. I'm filling space for you. There we go. Now I'm on. Get so cranky if I've not got my microphone. All right, help me with this. Okay, so visitors, this is not your normal church, if you haven't figured that out yet. Okay, so had this really way cool healing process happen to me this week. And I kind of wanted to share with you. So, it's one of those weird things that I'm all excited, thinking about it in my head, and then it kind of just filters away. So I'm praying that it comes back to me, all the details that were given earlier. They've had it, Phil.
they did this one? Yep.
Yeah. There are copies.
Oh, they are?
Thank you. Distracted. Good morning. Hope you're having a great day. So, huh?
Where you're going?
Oh, totally. And I was struggling anyway. All right. Yes. No, you're not. That's okay. You're forgiven. So, healing process. There's a significant link between body, mind, emotions, and the spiritual realm when we have health issues. Often health issues are directly related to emotional patterns. Sometimes stuff just happens. Yeah, so there's no guilt, no shame on that. But I was really reminded this last week, Phil and I were talking about something else, and I was reminded about how he and I had been married a couple of years, and all of a sudden I started having these really bad anxiety attacks about 8 o'clock at night. And I would say, "Oh, Phil, do you love me?" And at first he was like, "Well, have I done anything to show you that I don't love you? I mean, yes, I tell you all the time. I'm trying to do the best I can." And then it was like, "Honey, did you realize that you do that every night at 8 o'clock?" I was like, "No, I had no idea it was every night at 8 o'clock. Sure enough, 8 o'clock rolls around. There's this trauma again. And so I was like, well, I wonder what that's about. That's the power of wonder. If you can ever implement wonder into your life, it's a beautiful tool. If you don't get anything else from me today, get wonder. Being in wonderment takes you out of judgment. And instead of it being I'm a terrible person for feeling that way, it was just like, I wonder why. And it opens the brain to a whole nother perspective. So I wonder where that comes from. All of a sudden I had a flash of a childhood incident that happened at 8 o'clock at night. And it was, pretty traumatic. And then it was like, oh, I could see it from an adult perspective, this childhood event that was extremely traumatic. And I was able to see that the other person involved in this may have had just a really bad day, maybe they had a bad life. Oh gosh, maybe they were dealing with some depression issues or worse. And I was just happened to be the recipient of it at that moment. Frequently my brother was the recipient of hostility. I just happened to be this time. And it was not fun. It was brutal. So I could bring some awareness into that, but I was still having anxiety attacks at 8 o'clock at night. So then I began to be in this state of wonderment, but I took it to a different level. It was like, oh, look, there it is again. And as I said, oh, look, there it is again, it became just a thing. It wasn't who I was. It wasn't an experience that I had to relive. I could just look at it. Oh, look, here it is again to heal. And I could send that blessing to it. And I could just be aware. So it was putting it in a whole different perspective. So Phil and I were talking about this the other day. And I realized that there's sometimes there's things that we just don't even know where they come from. And here they are. We don't have to know where they come from, but we can be willing to release them. And our willingness to release them is profound. Is profound. And we don't have to do it alone. We have help. So there's this spiritual help. So I had a thing and I was ready to release. I've been really, really cranky. And not just cranky. In the past, I had this, how can I say this? There was a lot of anger in the household I grew up in. In my first marriage, there was a lot of anger involved in that. So I acquired the habituated pattern of anger. And be like, I just hate it so cool, I hate it. Well, anytime you say the word hate, guess what? You're not in a good place. This is not where you want to be. Hate is a very, very strong word. Hate has no place in your world if you're on a spiritual path. You could prefer it to be different. You could prefer it to be different. You could work towards making it different. But to say we hate something, we lock ourselves into this anger loop. So letting go of that anger loop is really, really important. So, and it could have been anything. Angry because it was cold. Angry because it was raining again. Angry because it was wind was. It didn't have to be anything important. But there was this irritation. Excuse me. My nose is running. No. You understand what I'm saying? So knowing that I was in this anger loop was like, this is not serving me. Because once you get into that, oh my gosh, you just dive into, oh, now I can find more things to be angry with. I'm at the bottom of the pool, I can find more stuff. Oh, come on, right? We do, and once we get into that loop, it's just, it takes forever to gather, because it's a mental pattern that we perpetuate. Remember I showed a video not so long ago and how neurons that fire together, wire together is what they say. And so to extinguish that, you think a new thought, and then this one dissipates and this one locks in. So it's like, okay, I really, really am ready to get into a new pattern of thought here. I really, really am ready for that. And I don't care where that anger came from. You know, God bless my family that I grew up in. God bless that first marriage. I learned so much. I can let that go. I don't have to blame or shame them or blame or shame me. I don't have to deal with it. I just want to be free of it. All of a sudden, this really cool thing happened. So I became aware of you've seen those martial arts shows and they have swords and they take their sword off, hack around, whatever. Okay, so there's this sword that appeared on my back. And So the hilt is right up my neck. My neck was killing me. My shoulders were really sore. So I could pull it out, and it had this scabbard that looked like leather. And it was old, and it was like crinkly and ratted out, and it looked like it was dried out. So it looked like it was ready to just fall apart. So I could go shling, and the sword came out, and it was all crudted and rusty. And I thought, okay, now what do I do with this? Here's all this anger that I've been carrying around with me that activated, who knows why it activated, but it activated for me to heal. And now here I've got this. Now what do I do with it? And then I remembered the verse, cast your anxiety upon him because he cares for you. Now I'm going to just set this in the wind there for a minute. It's ethereal, so it just can float. When I talk about casting off, I'm not much of a fisherman, but I do know that if you're still anchored to the dock, you're not going anywhere. You got to cast off, right? And I know that if you're fishing, you got your hook and your lure, it's not going to catch any fish if you hang on to it. You got to cast it out. And that comes with effort. That's an energetic structure of movement, of effort, of a process, right? So this casting your anxiety upon him because he cares for you, let me just actually give you the quote, is from Hebrews. No, that's the other one. I have two for you today. From 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7, casting all your anxiety upon him because he cares for you. Be of sober spirit, be on the alert. Your adversary, the devil, prowls about like a roaring lion seeking someone to devour. But resist him, firm in your faith. And it goes on, you might want to read that. It's very cool. So, the opportunity for anger is ever present. And I can find numerous things that if I wanted to be angry, I could be. It's like this roaring lion seeking about who I could be devoured by anger. Easily. Very easily. And who wants to live like that? That's not fun. I think life should be fun, don't you? So it's okay to just let that go. So then there's this cast your anxiety upon him. Just throw it away from you. Not just say, oh, I'm going to shift and be different. Throw it away. Get it away from you. So I took this sword and went, flinged it into the air. Because it's all in your imagination, right? If you have an imagination, it works. And this thing dissipated into all these little puffs of ash. And it was gone. And I thought, oh, cool. And then a really cool thing happened. The sword descended down from heaven, and it was like made of light. And I could take it. And as I did that, the old scabbard had fallen off and disintegrated. And this new scabbard was there. It was beautiful. And it just went fling right back in there. It was beautiful. And since that time, I've been able to, when I start to feel myself getting angry, I can just tap right back here. You know, you got kind of a high spot right here, back of your neck. Tap right there and that activates. Because the truth is, I might prefer it to be different, but this is how it is, and I'm just being a whiny brat. That's the truth. When we have the truth, there's nothing wrong with being a whiny brat. It's just how long you're going to stay there, because it's just not any fun. It's not fun for me. It's not fun for Phil. Not fun for the cat or the dog. The dog gets scared and goes outside. It's just not fun. So who wants to do that? That's just not. It's so much better to be joyful. So then I remember this verse about the sword. Get this one. This is fun. I love the analogy of this one. For the word of God is a living and active For the word of God is living and active and sharper than any two-edged sword, piercing as far as the division of soul and spirit, both joints and marrow, and able to judge the thoughts and intentions of the heart. So here's this sword that now I have this new sword of truth that can activate for me at any time and cut away the crud. Cut away the crud. So what if there's something in your world right now that you're ready to just let go? You don't know where it came from, maybe. Maybe it's manifesting itself as an illness in your body, or manifesting itself as a pain in your body, or discomfort. Or maybe it's just you're just cranky and you're tired of being cranky. You want to be happy. Find something that you would like to shift. Can you do that? And I want to walk you through this process. And this is like a really dumb thing, but it's so fun and you'll love it. Okay, so Phil, can we dim the lights a little bit? And these are not on. Let me turn these on for the camera. All right. So, if your life is perfect right now, just take a nap. Mario, I'm watching you. If it's not perfect right now, if there's something that you would prefer it wasn't the way it is right now, here's an opportunity to arm yourself with a powerful tool. So just be aware of this thing that may not be serving you anymore, some attitude or expression of your form that's not serving you. Because things happen physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. So if we do physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual together, we heal it, we lock it out. So we're physically going to take some action here, and you think, oh my gosh, this lady is just whacked. This is really dumb. The lights are dimmed. The camera's on me. It's not on you. So don't be afraid. All right? Just be goofy. It's okay to be goofy. That's my theme for today. It's okay to be goofy. So that's physical. Mental, we're going to choose. You're going to choose what it is that you want to release, and you're going to choose what it is that you want to take on. Okay? Emotionally, you're going to feel it. I want you to feel it. I want you to feel what you're releasing. I want you to feel it when you throw it away from yourself. And I want you to feel when you receive. Okay? And then spiritually, we're going to ask for divine assistance. And I don't care what you believe, who that is or what that is or how that manifests itself for you, but you have a connection with divine. You are a physical being that is inhabited by a spirit, by a soul. You are a being of light walking around in this physical form. So as we connect with divine source, whatever that is for you, that is a whole nother level of connection and healing. Okay? So whatever that is for you, if you don't know, that's okay. Okay, there might be something out there. If there is, whatever that is, that's what I'm going to lock into. That's good too. It's okay to be a seeker. It's okay to doubt. It's okay to question. That's a wonderful thing. All right, so I'd like you to take a deep breath in. And exhale. Another deep breath in. And exhale. One more deep breath in. And exhale. And bring your attention into your heart space. This is the core of your being. This is where your truth resonates. And from this place of truth, from your heart space, maybe there's something you would like to let go of. Maybe it's an old trauma. Maybe it's a physical pain that you're experiencing right now. Maybe it's some combination thereof. Choose. Or see what comes up for you. And as you make that choice, imagine in your mind's eye, or create in your imagination, a sword behind your neck, behind your back. Now I know this seems really goofy, but put your hand back there and grab a hold behind your neck, kind of shake it loose. Your neck might even be a little sore tight there. And then you might even want to, if you're really wild and crazy like me, you might want to create a sound with that shling. You know how you take a sword out of the fling? Okay, I'm the only one that does shling. That's all right. I'll shling for you. Shling! All right, now, it's nasty, horrible. You don't need this thing anymore. Now throw it into the sky. Just throw it out. Cast that away from you. You don't need this crap anymore. It doesn't serve you anymore. All right, now just feel what that feels like to be clear. We carry a lot of energy in our spinal column, and you just cleared a ton of energy out of your spinal column. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Let that keep clearing and releasing. Another deep breath in and exhale. One more. Deep breath in and exhale. Now you're clear. You're free of that. You've chosen to be free of that. You have divine assistance to help you now do something different. You can have a different perspective on life. What is your truth about yourself? Let me tell you your truth. Truth is, you are a living light of love. You are a divine being inhabiting a physical form. You are light and you are love, and everything else is just stuff. Now you may have a specific truth about whatever it is you just released. Ask for a sword of light to come to you. And as you feel that, reach out and grab it and put it back. Put it in that scabbard. A new, clean scabbard will be gifted to you. And this will create for you a new pattern of thought. So that when that old trauma comes up again, you can just tap this new truth, this clear truth, and will help you transition from one pattern to the next. It may take a little bit of time, but eventually you'll be totally free of that. Good job. Now, while you're in this state of being and you have this new pattern that's creating itself for you, let's take a little walk in your imagination. Allow yourself to walk into a beautiful garden. And in this garden in your imagination, it's springtime. And flowers are budded out and blooming. Trees are budded out or leafed out. It's a beautiful day. Birds are singing. Perhaps you can hear them in your imagination. And as you're walking in this garden, you feel whole. You feel calm. You feel peaceful. Find your way to the center of the garden. There's a fountain there. And next to the fountain is a bench. Have a seat next to this fountain. And you see this water is flowing. And this flowing water is just gently trickling. It's a beautiful, lovely sound. And it reminds you of the flow of energy that we give and we receive, take on and let go, cycles through. And as you're noticing this fountain, you notice that it is actually light, not water. And you see that this light energy is very energizing to be near. And as you're sitting next to this fountain can change color. And the fountain that you're sitting next to now will change color to whatever energy color you need right now to balance and support your system. Perhaps there's something you need to communicate, and blue will manifest itself. Perhaps it's healing, and green will manifest itself. Perhaps you're learning new aspects of loving yourself or being loved by others, and a beautiful rose color will manifest itself. Perhaps it's a golden color. You might be learning how to love yourself in a new way or honor yourself in a new way. Or silver, or red, whatever color you're experiencing, maybe all of them. It's what is right for you right now. Allow yourself to just receive that glowing energy into your body. Feel that light energy flowing in. Notice if it flows into your heart space or if it flows into your mind. Several people are getting it into their throat. It's okay. Allow that. There's something clearing for you. Allow that to be gifted to you. And as you feel yourself filling with this light, you would look down at the bench next to you, and there's a little gift there for you. All wrapped up, a package wrapped up with a bow. Open it. Inside you'll find a word or a thought or a feeling or some symbolic object. Even if you don't understand what the symbolism of the symbolic object is, know that it has deep spiritual significance for you. That this is divine source way of communicating to you something that is important for you to know. And that you can seek answers later. Just receive with gratitude. And as you have a sense of gratitude in your heart space, allow yourself to leave a token of that gratitude. Perhaps it's a word or a thought or a feeling or some symbolic object. And as you leave that, you know that that is being received with deep gratitude and appreciation. And now allow yourself to wander back through the garden, being aware of all the beautiful plants, the beautiful flowers that are blooming. Know that you can come back here at any time when you wish to feel a healing, when you wish to have some comfort, reset energy. This is here for you. This is your sacred space. And allow yourself to leave this beautiful garden, coming back into this physical time and space, back into the here and now, back into your body. Might want to take a deep breath in and exhale, stretch, wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, and welcome back. We'll discuss that here in a minute. Mr. Phil, you want to join me, please? A lot of healing going on in those throat chakras. Communion is a physical manifestation of our divine connection. This is our way of acknowledging spiritual nourishment. You have unleavened bread here, if you'd like that. Animal crackers, if you'd like to honor a Native American pathway. Whatever works for you. And this cup is gluten-free, if you need to have that. Whatever works for you works for us. Would you join us in prayer, please? Loving Spirit of Light, thank you for helping us relieve old trauma, relieving old patterns that no longer serve. And thank you for helping us install new patterns. We ask that you walk with us in all things. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. As that continues around, would you join us in prayer, please? Loving Spirit of Light, as we drink this in, help us to drink in life, all of it, even the sorrowful, painful things, even the suffering. Help us to drink it in, learn from it, and release it in a new way. Help us to restore ourselves to the true harmony of love and light. These things we pray in the name of Jesus. Amen. You petting that cat. That's okay. Some things are more important.
Right.
So petting the cat was important.
Any volunteers? It's always risky when I do that.
Oh, that looks like a selenite.
Oh, okay. I was just about ready to pick some.
You know,
No, it's
pardon me, right?
It could be selenite polish.
One of the things that is really unique about this church, and I don't know why this thought came to me this morning, is there's no guilt, no shame, no blame. I know a lot of the churches require you to tithe so much, and oftentimes if you didn't, you would feel really guilty or, shamed by it. We don't do that here. It's whatever you can give to help us keep the lights on and to help us keep the doors open for people who need us. And that is what this is all about. So give what you can. Give it a blessing if you can't. No shame, no blame, no guilt. Do what you can. Thank you.
Amen.
Amen.
So, our guided meditation, any questions or comments about that? First of all, I thought that was really cool. I hope you did too. Could you feel it when it released? Yes. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah, question? No. Oh, you were just, did anybody have a question or comment about what they received or gave? Would you pass that down to her, please? Microphone. There we go. We had just going too much. Oh my gosh, he's on overload. Sorry. You may be too close to the microphone there, or too close to the speaker. Mr.
All right.
Phil will turn you down.
I'll move over. Is it better? Everything was green. My garden was beautiful, and everything, the light became green, everything was green. And my gift, when I opened it, was a green package with a bow on it, and inside was a 4-leaf clover.
Oh, Irish to the max. So green is often healing. It can also be abundance. Since you had an abundance of green and the 4-leaf clover, which is good fortune, which is taking advantage of opportunities, then this could be a new opportunity showing up for you, an opportunity to personally grow and change and have abundance along the way, which could include healing energies as well. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
What did you give back? Did you remember?
I was so overwhelmed, I gave nothing back.
That's fine. So your willingness to receive is powerful. So being willing to receive is good. Okay, anybody else have a question? Just keep passing it. There we go. Don't see me running around.
Okay. So my fountain was kind of a pulsating, rotating, iridescent white and intermixed with gold.
Woohoo!
And sort of like carnival glass, iridescent, all colors sort of coming through and just kind of pulsing and flowing. And what I got in my box was a beautiful, started off as a clear white crystal. I thought it was a pendant, and then it became a pendulum. That sort of became lavenderish. And then everything in the garden sort of became this beautiful, glowing purple indigo all through the garden. And I gave back gratitude.
Cool. The pendant that became a pendulum. Phil, this microphone's a bit hot, hun. Sounds like I'm echoing. Does this sound like I'm echoing a bit? No. No? Well, Spirit's giving me some feedback. I don't know about feedback. So the pendulum, we use a pendulum when we're trying to discern the truth. So this is giving you access to greater discernment.
Oh, good.
And the purple is about divine connection, so you're connecting in more clearly. The indigo is about intuition. I've got intuitive insights to it. So again, this is a new developing insights and intuition, so you can discern the truth more clearly and your truth about everything. Does that make sense? So, and part of that, okay, hold on more. Often when I'm using a pendulum, every time I sit down, I ask, show me a symbol for yes.
Right.
Because sometimes it's this way, and sometimes it's that way, and sometimes it's this way. Depends on the angels and guides and things that are there to assist. So this is giving you some new guides to work with, perhaps. So don't be afraid to ask for clarification. So it's really important for you to ask for clarification so that you can discern your truth. And your ring true, it doesn't matter what the pendulum is saying, if your ring true, it must ring true with your heart space to be accurate. Because sometimes we can doubt and mess things up, right? So this is moving into your heart space that allows you to be able to trust what you're getting, that allows you to be able to discern clearly based on your heart space, based on truth.
And the iridescent nature of the light?
That's just these higher ethereal realms.
Okay.
Often angelic realms are this iridescent color.
Cool.
Yeah,
Very
very
good.
cool. Can I add to that? Sure. With a microphone. Can you talk loud so the microphone doesn't scream?
The pendulum is also seek and ye shall find, because you have to hold it and ask to gain information. So not only
Absolutely.
are you gaining discernment, you're also seeking that truth and your truth.
Well said. Very well said. And often there's a little bit of hesitation between the two. So there's that waiting process. Dadgummit. Good insight. Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sometimes these things are so personal, they're hard to verbalize.
Yes.
Okay, but in the garden by the bench, before you did much of anything, immediately I saw a bronze fountain, okay, and it was like an out-of-body thing, like my spirit left my body on that bench, and I was one with the water.
Awesome.
The water swirled, and then I was one with the light.
Awesome.
The light was just, I did not want to leave. I did not care what anything was left for me or anything else. I didn't.
Because that was the gift, is being in the light. Is the
I
gift.
think so too. There's something that I carry with me, and I often see it in visions, and it's a little green enameled frog. And that was there for me to look at again, and literally gave back a piece of my heart as I left.
So if your heart's not in it, you can't do it anymore, dear.
Absolutely.
And the frog is the energy of A, leap of faith, and B, healing. So, faith and love and putting your heart space into it and being at one with this light, that's beautiful.
That was just an awesome experience, and one
Wonderful.
I did not want to separate myself back from. Yeah.
The bronze fountain itself, bronze is, like we take baby shoes and we bronze them. So this has the symbol of honor.
Yeah.
So you're
figured
honoring your spiritual self.
And bronze is a mixture of many, many metals. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot of elements there, but thank you.
Absolutely. Very cool. Yeah, you can go back and do that again. You might want to set a timer so you do make yourself come back.
Okay.
Anybody else? Comments, questions, far in the back? All the way in the back? Oh, go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
No, I just didn't see your hand. I can't
No,
really
it's
see
all
it
right.
very well.
Instead of a gift, it was a really large leaf, kind of like in a ball, and it was wrapped with a string. So when I opened it, there was nothing inside. It was just a really big green leaf.
A green leaf, okay.
And then
Could you tell what kind it was?
It was kind of shaped, like oval shaped, with a point on top, serrated edges.
I'm not much of a tree
Like a
person.
single, I don't know
That
what-
seems like an
like
ash, does it not?
Ash or aspen or
Aspen?
something, where it's just
Uh-huh.
kind of oval shaped.
I'm getting a fig.
And what I gave back, I didn't even think of it. It just appeared next to me, was a pussy willow branch.
Oh, awesome. So you're receiving the ability to grow, and as you grow, you will offer shade to others. And the little pussy willow, giving that back, this is your willingness to be soft. Your willingness to share the soft person that you are. You don't have to be tough. Make sense?
Real quick, I didn't have far to go. I just went out my back door. You've seen pictures of my bronze fountain that I have. So hearing everybody else talking about that is, it always gets me. Everyone else's experience relates somehow to my own vision. But anyway, I sat by my bronze fountain, and it's a girl sitting on the edge of a fountain, and there's a frog in the middle, and he's what spouts out water. So, oh my goodness, and it's the frog and everything is the patinaed green, and she's bronze, and that's literally in my backyard that I get to see every single day. The gift that I got was Cindy Bishop, well, Bishop McKay. I've known her as Bishop since 1980, but we went to see the movie Black Panther. Oh my goodness. I got one of those glowing orbs wrapped in the leaf. Yeah, powerful, powerful, powerful.
So you're going to, go ahead. What did you leave?
I left like a little notebook that I had burned. It was nothing but ashes.
Okay, so a couple of things with that. So this orb that you received, this is a new level of power. And the fact that it's wrapped in a green leaf is saying that you're growing into your power. That makes sense to you?
Yes, absolutely.
The notebook that was just ash is you're giving up all the drama. You're just giving it up. You don't have to deal with that anymore, so you're free of that. Yay. Very cool. Wonderful. Thanks for sharing. You want to pass that back, straight back into the corner?
Hey, my color was blue, and my fountain was like a Greek, just a column, just one with the water coming out. And let's see, the gift I received was like a black box, and I opened it up, and it was like diamond and a ring with
wonderful.
like silver. And then I gave, but I didn't feel like anything given. Then all of a sudden it was just like a package wrapped up in twine, and then inside was like a rose quartz heart.
Okay. So again, if your heart's not in it, try not to do it because it's not going to be productive for you. So check in and discern whether what you're doing is what's right for you. Your heart is asking to have a higher role in your decision-making process, okay? Heart and mind work together, so help your heart be a part of that. Tell me again what you received.
It was like, first it was really shiny, and I looked and it was diamonds, and I'm like, diamonds? Why diamonds? And then it made it into a ring with the silver ring.
So diamonds are hard, and they're multifaceted. So this is being able to see all different sides of yourself. Diamonds are only created where there's heavy pressure, tremendous pressure. So you've come through a lot. Divine Source is honoring you from what you've come through, and it's your time to shine. It's your time to shine.
I received the same thing.
There you go. It's your time to shine. Opposite room. Anybody on this side? Oh, there we go. We got somebody on this side of the room. Yes, sir.
Okay, so I was walking through, and yellow was the color that I got. A lot of yellow. And there was these bees, and they were really happy bees doing what they wanted to do around the garden.
Happy bees!
But my initial instinct was, kind of scare away from them because they were scary. But then I kind of realized that I couldn't be scared of them. That happened, and then
cool.
So I got to the fountain, and it's just a regular stone fountain. And again, the color was very yellow when it became the light. And the gift that I got was actually an old coffee mug out of this little, just a classic present, like a Christmas gift. It was an old coffee mug that I had, and then I got this actually really bad feeling, like I was too attached to it, in a way. And so what I gave back was actually that coffee mug. I set it back down.
Oh, okay.
And then when I walked out of the garden, it just kind of, everything faded, and then the first thing I did was took a drink of coffee out of this new coffee mug that I have.
There you go. Okay, so there's lots going on with that. First of all, the yellow color is all about joy. Okay. The bees are about collecting pollen to make honey. It's about the sweetness of life, enjoying the sweetness of life. So now is a really, really important time for you to learn how to be happy, not just happy, but joyful. You know, no matter what's going on around you, you can be happy. Yep. So that's what that yellow is all about. The coffee mug could be memories. You know, how you're formulating memories. The fact that you had a bad feeling about it, felt like you needed to give it away, is letting you know that you're ready to release all the sorrow, all the pain, all the struggle of what was, and you're ready to look at things in a new way. And that's why when you gave it back, you know, it's nothing wrong with it. It was a nice thing. You can treasure what you have, but you just don't have to live with it anymore. You get to create your own joy from this moment on. This is one of those pivot points in a person's life. You're not going to be the same when you walk out the doors when you walked in. Do you have a sense of that? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're choosing a new way of life and taking a drink from your new cup. This is solidifying for you, physically manifesting for you. You're going to drink it in. You're going to take it on in a new way. You're going to live your life differently from here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Does that feel right in your heart space?
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Very cool. Thank you. One more up here. Can we pass the microphone up?
Who gets it? I got all the colors.
Okay.
But the dominant colors were green and rose. So I know what that is.
Right.
The gift I received was like Tinkerbell.
Oh, how fun.
And she was bright and starlighty and stuff. And I left a gold coin.
So it's been a long time since I've watched Peter Pan. So Tinkerbell had her pixie dust. And pixie dust was what made Peter Pan fly, correct? So it's your time to fly. And you get to do it joyfully. And what did you leave again?
A gold coin.
A gold coin. So wherever you go, you're going to leave something that will help others see your worth. So wherever you go, you're going to invest yourself in that, and you're going to deliver this coin. So you're showing up and being of value. Does that make sense to you? Does that feel right?
Showing up and suiting up.
Showing up and suiting up. That's exactly right. I hate it when people quote me. I like it, but I hate it. It's weird. Thank you. All right. Mr. Phil?
Yes.
My beloved. Do you have a closing song, my dear?
I do.
Okay. Are you ready?